What's up, my fellow Saiyans? As promised, right? Let's get into it. First things first is the dumbbell chest press or dumbbell bench press. Now this is the best for anybody with shoulder issues, primarily tendonitis, which most guys have that hit the gym hard. You can turn the dumbbells to a slight angle, which allows you to maximize chest engagement and minimize shoulder engagement / irritation. So I go super heavy with this whenever I can. If the dumbbells have it, I'll go up to approximately 60 kilos. But if it's just an average gym, I'll go to about 50 kilos and go for more sets. Okay, I haven't attached any reps here because it does vary depending on how heavy I actually go. And I go as heavy as possible, as quickly as possible. I don't like to dwindle or mess around on the lighter weights because they literally do not matter at all when it comes to building muscle. Only as a warm-up.
Go on. Okay. Come on. You got this.
Cable flies, man, I kill these just as much as the dumbbell bench press or any sort of pressing movement. I believe they are just as effective and in some ways superior because you are going for a different movement which yields a different result. Okay, so obviously you're adducting the handles in and contracting inward rather than just pushing upwards. Okay, so you're really isolating the chest. This is not a compound movement, so you're not getting crazy support from different areas, the triceps and shoulders, which in turn can take away from the primary objective of hitting the chest if you have overactive areas, such as maybe the shoulders or a deltoid within the shoulder area or something like that, or the triceps. This lets you prioritize the area you're aiming for, and you can obviously change different levels. Here I'm just showing you a variation. I do sometimes use different ones, but this is the traditional one from high to low, and this hits the chest super well and isolates very, very well. Depending on where you put the handles on the cables, what height will determine which part of the chest you're going to work. Alright, last thing guys, pec deck. I've been doing this since the first chest session I ever hit in a gym like 8 years ago. This has yielded me massive results. Now, why would I do this and the cable flies? Aren't they too similar? No. And I'll tell you why. Well, they are and they're not. Okay, so they are obviously because of the movement. You're still essentially adducting inwards. You're trying to contract the chest in a very similar way to the flies, okay? But there is a backrest on this, okay? So there's a lot more support for you to just empty the goddamn tank on this and seriously get some crazy chest engagement. That's why with this, even though I'm exhausted, I still incorporate holding the contraction at the top for maybe a second or two with almost every rep and almost every set besides the last drop set. And then I incorporate things like this, which you're going to see in a minute, guys, which is where I just clasp my hands together, only with this machine though, and just raise them from low to high and from high to low as well. So throughout the whole movement of doing this, clasping the palms together, up and down, I just press my palms together as hard as possible. It's almost like the end part of a fly where you meet the handles in the middle, but you're holding it. So you're holding that contraction for as long as possible with no weight in your hands because you've gassed out in the previous set. And why the hell would I incorporate these? It's just a further way to stress the muscle once you've exhausted it with resistance, and you can't actually do it effectively anymore with resistance. You find another way to stress it out. Remember guys, the body doesn't know what exercises are, it doesn't know what this form is. All it knows is stress, and all it knows is to respond to a stress stimulus. So provide higher levels of stress to the body, prolonged levels of stress to the body, and it will respond. Hence why I barely do that many exercises for chest, but I do it fuck tons of volume and a lot of reps. If not a lot of reps in the heavy sets, a lot of drop sets to compensate. And that is all you need for chest. Light work, simple. What's that? 3 exercises? Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
3 exercises for chest. Done.